Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead Current Affair channel. This is Ashu. Today we will discuss very important current affairs of 19th September 2020. Today we will discuss very important news, and out of these news, 4 to 5 news are very important. So watch the video till the end to know all the news in detail. But before proceeding, I want to tell you that you can subscribe our Affairs Cloud Current Affairs by visiting our website, that is affairscloud/current affairs, or a link in the description box also given. So in the video, you can go to description box. You can directly go to the subscription page. So what you will get in the subscription, you will get daily current affairs, weekly PDFs, weekly test also, monthly PDFs, and there is a banking, finance, and economy PDF of August 2020 that you are showing here. Every month you will get these type of PDFs, and this is very important for the banking exam. And there is a weekly test, there are weekly and daily, that is question and answer PDFs, and that are provided at very minimal cost. And on these minimal cost, I am providing you 10% discount by if you use the code ASH10. This is my name initial, that is Ash, and the code is the 10. So let us discuss the most important news of 19th September, and here is the first news. Which ministry launched grand challenge for development of smart water supply measurement and monitoring system to be deployed at the village level? So what is this program? That is Smart Water Supply Measurement and Monitoring System. This is the name of the program. You have to tell me which ministry launched this type of the grand challenge related to the Smart Water Supply Measurement and Monitoring System. What is the aim of this program or the grand challenge? Main aim is to provide the service delivery at household level. It means to provide regular water supply in sufficient quantity and of specified quality using modern technology, because it is related to the water supply. So this is related to the regular water supply in the sufficient quantity and quality using modern technology. So tell me which ministry started this, and answer is very simple, that is both A and B, that is Ministry of Electronics and IT. That's why I use the word two times, that is modern technology. Because if you want to provide water supply in sufficient quality or quantity, then you have to use the modern technology. So that's why there is a Ministry of Electronics and IT, and second is Ministry of Jal Shakti, because this mission or the grand challenge is related to the water supply. That's why there is a Ministry of Jal Shakti. So you can see here that ICT Grand Challenge. ICT stands for the Information and Communication Technology Grand Challenge, and it is related to water supply. So ICT Grand Challenge will invite proposal from Indian tech startups, that is MSMEs, Indian companies for the solution, so that it can be attached with the modern technology. So many companies will participate in the Grand Challenge, and if they won this Grand Challenge, then winner will get the prize of 50 lakh rupees. Winner will get the prize of 50 lakh rupees, and even two runner-ups will get 20 lakh rupees each. 20 lakh rupees each, so that we can provide the tap water that is in quantity as the quality with the modern technology. The program emphasizes on service delivery. I already told you, that is quantity or quality. The grand challenge aim to make use of the Internet of Things technology to create a smart rural water supply system. So there should be no manual worker. All the things should be by the new technology, that is with the equipped with the internet facility. The pilot project will conduct at 100 villages. It means the project will be started on 100 villages, and it means it is tested on the 100 villages. And there is a mission of the Jal Jeevan Shakti, that you can also say that Jal Jeevan mission. And according to this mission, all Indian rural household will get the tap water facility in the sufficient quality and quantity by year 2024. That is the Jal Jeevan mission. So you have to remember by which year every rural household will get. That is according to the center government, it is 2024. And who is the Minister of Electronics and Information Technology? That is Ravi Shankar Prasad. And who is the Minister of Jal Shakti? That is the Gajendra Singh Shekhawat ji. So moving to the next question. Hardeep Singh Puri, that is Minister of Civil Aviation, inaugurated India's first general aviation terminal at which airport? That is very important question, mark under the important section. I already told you there are 3 or 4 very important news of the day. So remember this, India's first general aviation terminal at which airport? So answer is and answer is Indira Gandhi International Airport, that is New Delhi, or you can say Delhi. So answer is Indira Gandhi International Airport, that is New Delhi. Other airports, that is Guru Ramdas Ji International Airport, that is in Amritsar, Punjab. Netaji Subhash Chandra International Airport, all know, that is in Calcutta. And Lokpriya Gopinath Bardoloi International Airport, that is in Guwahati. You have to remember this place, that is the Bordoloi, that is in Guwahati. So Lokpriya Gopinath Bardoloi International Airport is in Guwahati. So answer is Indira Gandhi International Airport. Now, first thing is that is general aviation. What is the general aviation terminal? So very simple answer. General aviation means if you want to use your private jets, then you can be classified under the general aviation terminal. So it means Indira Gandhi International Airport will handle the flight operations and movement and processing of passenger flying through of private jets or the chartered flights. So remember, general aviation means flying through the private jets or the chartered flights. So Indira Gandhi International Airport, that is the first general aviation terminal at Indira Gandhi International Airport. So this is the Hardeep Puri ji. You can see here they started this chartered airport, that is the Indira Gandhi. It is to handle the flight operation and movement and processing of passenger flying through the private jets or the chartered flights. It was built at a cost of 150 crore, and this is prepared by the, or it is constructed by the Bird Execujet Airport Services Private Limited. The terminal can handle Code C type of aircraft. Code C means that is maximum to 50-seater charter aircraft and the biggest in their category. 50-seater is the biggest airplane under the Code C of the category. That is the chartered flight or the private jets. So this is very important news, mark under the very important section. And you know the minister is Hardeep Puri. Moving to the next question. Which city topped in the second Smart City Index 2020? That is the global ranking. I am talking about the global ranking, not on the basis of Indian states. This is all over world. So mark under the very important section. This is the second very important news. And the Smart City Index is prepared by IMD, that is the Institute for Management Development. This is the main institute who started this type of index, that is the Smart City Index 2020. And in India, there are 4 cities who topped in the top 100 cities. So it means Indian 4 cities included in the top 100. But you have to tell me which city topped all over world. And the answer is very simple. That is the Singapore. Yes, guys, this is Singapore. And second number given to the Helsinki, that is capital of Finland. And third is the Zurich, that is in Switzerland. And India's New Delhi, out of 4 best cities, the New Delhi. So moving to the next, you can see here that Global Smart City Index, Singapore, Helsinki, Zurich, and 4th is Auckland. No need to remember the full list. You have to remember just first 2, Singapore and Helsinki. And Hyderabad ranks 85. I told you that New Delhi ranked out of 4 first. No, this is the Hyderabad that ranked the first out of 4. So Hyderabad second is the New Delhi. So you can see here 4 Indian cities in the top 100. That Indian cities are New Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad and Bengaluru. I can tell you the ranking of the Indian cities, that Hyderabad ranked at 85, Mumbai ranked at, New Delhi ranked at 86, second number, and third number is Mumbai, that is 93, and Bengaluru ranked at 95. No need to remember ranks, but remember Hyderabad top the out of 4. Otherwise, all of world, Hyderabad is the only Indian city that ranked the top. Otherwise, there are 4. Index was topped by Singapore, followed by Helsinki, third Zurich. So in all Indian 4 cities, air pollution is highlighted as one of the 15 key areas which require priority. So it means due to this maximum air pollution, these cities ranked below the average, like Hyderabad, New Delhi, Mumbai or the Bengaluru. Why Indian cities are ranked so much low? Because Indian cities have suffered more than the pandemic because they were not prepared. Like Hyderabad ranked the top out of the 4. So Hyderabad is one of the best who suffered more from the pandemic, but they were prepared as compared to the New Delhi, Mumbai and the Bengaluru. So remember Singapore first all over world and Hyderabad from India. Moving to the next question. Which bank introduced iLead 2.0 to enhance customer services? So what is iLead 2.0? It is a LMS system of the banking. That is the lead management system. So there is like a website of LMS, that is lead management system website, that is also available in mobile version and the desktop version. You have to visit the mobile version or desktop version, then you can avail a lot of services like internet banking, mobile banking, and call center services, SMS, missed call. There are so many facilities that at the bank level you can use. So why this service is started by the bank? Because there are already internet banking, mobile banking, because it will help the bank to build and sustain business relationships with the new customers and existing customers of the bank on single website. Because there are a lot of websites of the bank like iMobile banking extra, like internet banking extra website, call center website extra, SMS facility extra. So there is a combination of LMS. LMS is the lead management system. So by this, any customer of the bank can avail any type of service on single platform, and the bank will sustain business relationship with the new customers and existing customers of the bank. And this is started by the Canara Bank. Very important. Canara Bank recently started one policy, that is the Corona Kavach policy. Remember this, Corona Kavach policy, and it was started by by the Canara Bank with the three insurance companies. You don't have to remember these three insurance companies. One was the New India Insurance Company. Second is the Bajaj Alliance General Insurance Company. Third one is the HDFC Health Insurance Company. But remember this, Corona Kavach started by the Canara. So C to C. Remember this. And where is the head office? The Canara Bank. Head office of Canara Bank is Bangalore. And most important is the tagline. Tagline. This is very important. Tagline is together we can. Together we can. And who is the managing director? Managing director is LV Prabhakar. Remember this, LV Prabhakar. Now you can see here Canara Bank introduced iLead 2.2 to boost customer service, so that on single platform you can avail lot of services which are offered by the bank. So all things I discussed, that is the lead management system. The customer can inquire through LMS and avail services, any type of services like mobile banking, call center, SMS, missed call, and current LMS is available in both desktop and the mobile version. Move to the next question, and it is from picture. Remember this question from the picture, learn from picture series. So first time this award was given, that was known as the Vishweshwaraya Best Teacher Award 2020. This is according to the that is the Engineer Day, because the Engineer Day was celebrated according to the Moksha Gundam Vishweshwaraya. So by the name Vishweshwaraya, they started the award. That Ministry of Education started the award, Vishweshwaraya Best Teacher Award 2020. So this is the first time that in India this Vishweshwaraya Best Teacher Award was given, and it was given to the 12 teachers. There is just one condition, that these teachers should be member of All India Council for Technical Education approved institutions. So these 12 faculties which were provided with the awards, all are members of the All India Council for Technical Education, that is the AICTE approved institutions. So no need to remember the 12 names. No one is asking you 12 names. Just remember, Vishweshwaraya Best Teacher Award was given by the first time, and it was given by the Ministry of Education, and total cash award was given, that is the 25,000 rupees to each, and a certificate of excellence. So there is one news important under this news is, that is the Engineer Day, that is celebrated on 15th September. This is very important. Write it, mark it, or remember it. 15th September is the Engineer Day. So I recall the news of the 15th September, that is the Engineer D. I remember this news because Engineers Democracy, International Democracy Day also celebrated on the 15th September, and Engineer Day also celebrated on the 15th September. So remember these 2 days. Move on to the next question. Which bank launched Vikas Lagu Swarn, a special gold loan scheme? Swarn means that is gold, and Vikas Lagu. So you can avail the loan by pledging your gold to the bank. So very low interest rate given by the bank. So you have to tell me what or which Grameen Bank or the which RRB started this type of facility. That is the Vikas Lagu Swarn scheme. That is a gold loan scheme. So this is started by Karnataka Vikas Grameen Bank. Remember this, Karnataka Vikas Grameen Bank, head office in Dharwad, Karnataka. So remember this, because lot of Grameen banks or the RRBs are merging. So this was recently merged by the merging of 4 RRBs of Karnataka. that is the Malprabha Gramin Bank, Bijapur Gramin Bank, Varda Gramin Bank, and the Netravati Gramin Bank. So all these four Gramin banks merged under the Karnataka Vilas Bank. So I think total till date 38 to 39 are left, because total were 56 before 1 year, but now they left only 39 after the merging, because in every state RRBs are merging. That's why they become only 38 to 39. So this is started by the Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. So what will you get? Vikas Laghu Swarn, a special gold scheme with a reduced interest rate of 7.25% interest. Under this scheme, the bank offer 80% of the market value of the gold and subject to a maximum of 3200 per gram. If even the gold value is 5500 per gram, but you will get a maximum of according to the 3200 per gram. Loan can be availed maximum amount, that is up to the 15 lakh rupees, and within a 6 months the loan is repayable. So that this is very important scheme, but it is time period is very less, that is the 6 month. Loan amount is good, that is the 15 lakh, but gold price is very less, because currently gold price is going on 5200 per gram. So it is very important that the price should be increased. Move on to the next question. Ajit Doval attends 10th BRICS National Security Advisor meet virtually. That is very important question, not because it attended by the Ajit Doval, because it is a question of BRICS. I am assuring you that BRICS question will come in the IBPS exam. They can ask 2 or 3 things, that BRICS membership, basically BRICS chairmanship in 2021 goes to the India. Yes. Currently it lies with the Russia. Chairmanship of 2020 lies with the Russia. And BRICS Games will also held in 2021, that is in India. That can be held with the merging of the Khelo India Youth Games, that also held in the Haryana, and it is in Panchkula, Haryana, Panchkula. So remember these 2 or 3 things. And BRICS established in 2009, and in 2010 South Africa joined, because it was known as the BRIC before 2010. So moving to the next question. And center government set up high level committee headed by whom to prepare roadmap to probe reports of snooping by Chinese firm. There are speculations that Chinese government was tracking over 10,000 Indians, and in its global database of foreign targets, and the extracts were found in the overseas key information database. And the list of the snooping persons include president, vice president, prime minister, and major key personalities, like related to the politics persons, legislature purposes, science, judiciary, and the media. So this is very wrong doing by the China. Recently, Indian External Affairs Ministry raised the issue with the Chinese ambassador to India, that is the Sun Wedong. So no need to remember who is the Chinese ambassador to India, but if you want to remember, just remember the initials, that is Sun, S-U-N. Otherwise, full name is the Sun Wedong. And the digital surveillance was revealed in an investigation conducted by a newspaper, that is the Indian Express. And the head of the committee is the Lieutenant General Rajesh Pant. You can see his photo. That is the Lieutenant General Rajesh Pant. He was heading the committee of the national cybersecurity, and they will submit the report within 30 days. Move on to the next question. You can see here, I already told you all the things, that expert committee will submit its recommendation in 30 days. The Chinese firm expected to have links with the Chinese Communist Party, and the Chinese government was tracking over 10,000 Indians in the global database of foreign targets. The digital surveillance was revealed by the newspaper Indian Express. So remember these things. Move to the next question. Recently, Union Minister Harsimrat Kaur Badal resigned. Very hot news. Remember this. Most important. Marked under the most important section. She was Minister of which department? So the party of the Harsimrat Kaur Badal was Shromani Akali Dal. That is the state regional party, and a very prominent party of the Punjab state. Even Shromani Akali Dal is the second oldest party of India. First is the that is Indian National Congress, that was founded in 1885, and Shromani Akali Dal in 1920. So this is again very important question. So Shromani Akali Dal Union Minister, that is Harsimrat Kaur Badal, supporter of the NDA, National Democratic Alliance, resigned. She belongs to the Ministry of Food Processing, that is food processing industries. Now additional charge was given to Narendra Tomar, that is the agriculture minister, but food in processing industry lies with the Harsimrat Kaur, but she resigned. Why she resigned? Because she was against the anti-farmer ordinances and legislation which were passed on the 17th September 2020. Recently, three bills basically according to the ordinances introduced. One is the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Bill. Next is the Farmers Agreement on the Price Assurance Farm Service Bill and Essential Commodities Bill. This Shromni Akali Dal and the Harsimrat Kaur Badal was against these three bills. That's why she resigned. You can see here Harsimrat Kaur Badal's picture and her resignation. So moving to the next question. Our next question is, Center government set up high-level committee headed by whom to prepare roadmap to regularize land leasing in agri sector. So it means who don't have any land. It means they are farm workers, just not don't have any land and deprived of welfare benefits, because in India welfare benefits are given to those who have some type of land, like medium land farmers, small land farmers. So they are divided according to the land capacity. But if you don't have any land, if you are only farm worker, then you are deprived of any welfare scheme. It means to cover that landless farm workers, there is a committee so that they can enjoy the welfare benefits which are given by the center government or the state government. So center government set up this type of committee so that they can prepare the roadmap of regularized land leasing in the agriculture sector. And who is the chairman of, it means who is the head of that committee? That is the Ajay Tirke. You can see his picture. That is the Ajay Tirke. He is the currently secretary under the Ministry of Rural and Development. So he will head this committee. You can see here the reform will lay down rights of the landless farm workers who are deprived of the land benefits or the welfare benefits. He proposed a framework will recognize the rights of land owners and cultivators and farm workers. It is to be noted that current system does not allow farm workers to benefit from government run sport program. It means only the land workers. It means if you have land, then you can only then avail the services. So moving to the next question. A book titled A Promised Land is the memoir of which person? It means it is related to which person? It means it's the memory of the which person. The memories of the person written on this book, A Promised Land. This is the most important question of the day. So marked under very important section. Write it, remember it, or learn it. And answer is very simple. A Promised Land is a memory of the Barack Obama. That is a memoir of the Barack Obama. You can see the picture. That is A Promised Land, Barack Obama. And the very important thing about the big book is this book will be available in 25 languages. This is very important thing. This book will be available in 25 languages, and it is a collection of Obama's presidential campaign, his term in office, major events during his term, and other important happening during his term. So it is all related to the campaigning to the end of the term of as a president. This book will also tell us about the personal journey of the that is the Barack Obama, and his wife, that is the Michelle Obama, during his term as a president. So he was the 44th president of the United States of America. Now Donald Trump is the 45th president of USA. Now most two important things are there. Other books of Barack Obama that are also important. One is the Of Thee I Sing. Of Thee I Sing. That is a children book. And second one is Change We Can Believe In. That is very important. Change We Can Believe In. So remember this. We can believe in. This is to write. Right, guys, this one. He also received the Grammy Award under the Best Spoken Word album for Dreams from My Father in 2006. Dreams from My Father. And second one is the Audacity of Hope. Audacity of Hope. Audacity. Audacity of Hope. That is the second album where he won the Grammy Award. He also won the Nobel Peace Prize in year 2009. So remember these two or three things about the Barack Obama. This is very important. Not for the this time. This is evergreen question. Move to the next question, and here is one person died due to COVID-19. Yesterday, 3 persons died due to COVID-19, and it is a very bad pandemic. Tirupati MP, that is the Durga Prasad, passed away due to COVID-19. He is currently MP from the Andhra Pradesh seat, that is Tirupati, and he died at the age of 64 due to COVID-19. and he also belongs to YSR Congress party, and he also belongs to the Andhra Pradesh district. Means he was born to Andhra Pradesh district. So just remember name Durga Prasad, because examiner can ask the question that Durga Prasad recently died. He belongs to which field? So remember, he is a politician. Next question, which state government announced subsidy scheme for electric two-wheelers and the e-rickshaws? So that is very important scheme by the state government, that they are providing some type of subsidy on the electric two-wheelers and the e-rickshaws. Students of class 9th and the above, that is above up to the college level, they will get the 12,000 rupees if they want to buy electric two-wheeler scooter, or if anyone want to buy e-rickshaw, there will be assistance of 48,000 rupees. 48,000 rupees. And this scheme is started by the government of Gujarat. You can see here that government of Gujarat, that Chief Minister Vijay Rupani ji announced subsidy scheme for e-scooter and e-rickshaws. So you can see here, in order to encourage the use of electric vehicle to prevent air pollution, this is very kind of initiative by the Gujarat government, and students will get a subsidy of rupees 12,000 each to buy e-scooters. And under this scheme, the government will provide assistance to students studying from class 9 to college. If they are purchasing the two-wheelers, then they will get the 12,000 each. And total target is to sell 10,000 vehicles. The state government also provide assistance of 48,000 rupees, and target is the 5,000 battery operated e-rickshaw should be sold under the subsidy scheme. So this is the main and total expenditure of the scheme will be borne by the state government. It means all the expenditure will be done by the state government. Gujarat state started a Panchshil gift of the 5 developmental schemes to the Gujarat people to celebrate 70th birthday of Modi ji. That is on the 17th September. One is the e-scooter, second is the e-rickshaw, and there is a battery power charging station, and fourth one is related to the to increase the use of the CNG in the vehicle transactions. Third one is the capacity building under the research sector. So there are 5, that is the Panchshil. So you have to remember this name, that is the Panchshil list of agreements that is started by the Gujarat, or you can say Panchshil gift. So which state started the Panchshil gift on the 70th birthday of Modi ji? That is the Gujarat. So remember this Panchshil gift. Next, PM Modi ji inaugurates Kosi Rail mega bridge in which state? So this is very important, guys, because earlier when this bridge was not there, there are 2 places, and if you want to go to A to B, there is a distance of 298 kilometer. But by this bridge, this distance reduced to only 22 kilometer. That is a huge difference between the 298 kilometer and the 22 kilometer. And one place is the Nirmali, and second place is the, that is Saraigad. One place is the Saraigad, and both places are in Bihar. This is in Bihar. So again, every day Modi ji inaugurating something in Bihar. So if you are seeing the videos from last 3 or 4 days, then you are seeing that 3 projects are related to the petroleum sector, 7 projects related to the urban infrastructure. Now there is a that is Kosi Rail mega bridge. That is very important because you can see in the image, this is a bridge, and this is a inauguration done by the Modi ji. So you can see here, the mega bridge is 1.9 kilometer long and has been completed at a cost of 516 crore, connecting Mithila to Kosi region. So remember this, very important. The bridge would reduce the rail distance between Nirmali and the Saraigad from the present 298 km to 22 km. That is very interesting. And he also inaugurated 12 other railway projects in Bihar. If you belongs to Bihar state, then this 3 or 4 days are very important for you guys. You can visit our website, that is affairscloud/current affairs, and can learn the state specific projects by visiting this type of news. And one thing is more important, this project was started in year 2003-4 and now it is completed in 2020. So there are 70 to 18 years wait by the Bihar state people. So this is very long patience by the Bihar people. So very important. Move on to the next question. who has been named to the 2020 cohort of young leaders for the sustainable development goals by the United Nations, marked under the most important questions. And this person just started a project that is the glass to sand project. And he's just 18 years old boy. And very importantly, he's working for the sustainable development goals started by the United Nations. So what they are doing under the glass to sand program, they are just picking up the bottles from the dumped areas, and by crushing them, they are producing the high grade silica sand from that bottles. So recently, they have prevented around 8,000 bottles from being dumped into the landfills, and have produced about 4,800 kilogram of high grade silica sands with them. And this award was given by the United Nations under the Sustainable Development Goals to the cohort of young leaders. And this award given to this person, that is the Udit Singhal. You can see here the image of boy, that is the Udit Singhal. He is just 18 years old, and Young Leaders Award given by the United Nations under Sustainable Development Program. And remember this news mark under the important section. So you can see here he's just 18 years old. He was the founder of the Glass to Sand, a zero waste ecosystem to control the increasing menace of glass waste in the Delhi. So Udit Singhal was a student of British School in New Delhi, where he initiated this project in 2018. This is the highest profile recognition for the youngster by the United Nations. So they are awarding just between the age of 18 to 29, who are working towards the most pressing issues of the world and youth. So currently, this is the most pressing issue of the sustainable development goals. So they awarded this person, that is the Udit Singhal. Remember this person, Udit Singhal, United Nations. So you remember this. So next question, it is very simple question. Who attended 6th BRICS Communication Minister meeting? Recently, we already covered the question who attended the Security Council meeting, that is the Ajit Doval, and now it is the Communication Ministers meeting. Communication Minister meeting is attended by the Communication Minister, that is Ravi Shankar Prasad, but Ravi Shankar Prasad was not present here, so Minister of State of Communication attended this, that is the Sanjay Dhotare. So Sanjay Dhotare attended this meeting, that is the 6th BRICS Communication Ministers meeting attended by Sanjay Dhotare. No need to remember anything, just remember the things which I told you in the news of Ajit Doval, that is about BRICS. Move to the next question, and it is 2020 World Bamboo Day, and theme is bamboo now. So use of bamboo is very important, especially for the northeastern states, because they used bamboo for to transfer the water from one place to another, because it is a hollow stick, hollow type of stick. So you can transfer the water by connecting the bamboos. So they use bamboo as a irrigation purpose, and it is celebrated every year on 18th September. And it was established by Mr. Kamlesh Salim, that was the former president of the World Bamboo Organization, during the 8th World Bamboo Congress in 2009 in Thailand. So no need to remember that first time it was celebrated in 2010, but remember this, this was celebrated on 18th September 2020. So remember the theme, that is bamboo now. Move to the next question, and it is from picture. This is the last question of the day. That first ever planet named WD1856b found orbiting a dead star. Dead star is also known as the white dwarf. Also known as the white dwarf. Now, what are the white dwarfs? When stars like the sun exhaust its fuel and it bulges up to hundreds to thousands of times its original size, forming a cooler red giant star. So it is known as the white dwarf. So this white dwarf is so much huge, that is the almost 40% larger than the Earth, and there is a planet, that is WD 1856b. 1856b orbits white dwarf every 34 hours. Every 34 hours, it means more than 60 times faster than Mercury orbits the sun. So there is a first ever planet named WD 1856b. So remember this, WD stands for the white dwarf, and it is also known as a dead star. So this is all for the today, and thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, then subscribe our channel, and guys, please provide us 300 likes. I already told you it will give us motivation, and we can cover major topics which are not related to the current affairs, like polity, history, economics, geography, or the other sections or the burning issues, but we need 300 likes or more than that. It is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your promise it will boost your confidence in the general affairs section, and it is 100% guarantee of the Affairs Cloud. Thank you for watching this video. Take care.